Hello everybody, welcome back to 366 Days of Hope. My name is Pearl and I'm here to share our next topic, which is negative words do not define you. And I decided to share this as an encouragement to someone out there who may be struggling with this idea. And I ran across this reel right here that asked a really poignant question. What's the most painful thing you've ever been told? And as I scrolled through the comments and read it, I realized a trend. So many people remember the hurtful words, and yet so many of those very same people who shared it were not defined by it. Many of them went and had their own families. Many of them were successful in life, or at least looked successful on their Instagram pages. But either way, the thing is, don't allow or hang on to those negative words that are said to you in your past and allow that to define you. And words are powerful. They have a way of diminishing someone's motivation just like that. Look at a little kid. If they came to show you an artwork and you belittled the artwork, some of them will never pick up a pen again and draw. And there are some people who stopped literally playing an instrument because of something negative that someone said to them. And it reminded me of this video I had watched a long time ago. I tried really hard to go find it and I couldn't, but basically it was a woman who had this glass jar, and everything that was positive that was ever said to her, she would put it into that jar. It was beautiful things like, you're talented, you're wonderful, you're, brilliant, you are an amazing person, you're sweet, you're kind, and they just filled up this jar with all these positive things until there was this one note that was given that said, "You're the worst person." And that person took that jar and shoved it off of the table, and it came crashing down onto the ground. And many of us are that way, where we think that the one bad thing that someone says defines us, and we wrap our whole identity around the one thing that someone says and completely forget the 1,000 things that are said to us. It reminds me of this Bible verse that says, "I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made." Like, that is something that you have to think about, that you were purposefully created, that you have a purpose on this planet. And there is something that no one else can do that you get to do. And so I want to encourage you that whenever you feel down or you feel like you have just hit rock bottom, there is no other person who is like you. There is someone who may be similar to you, but they're not you. They may look similar to you, but they're not you. And so I want to encourage you to remember that when you are, thinking about your identity, or you're struggling through what your identity is, who you are, what defines you, the negative words don't. And you shouldn't let them define you. And on top of that, when you allow those negative words and you meditate on those negative words, you actually create carcinogens in your body. So let's wrap that back to health, right? Since we're kind of under this umbrella of self-reflection and health, it doesn't do your body good to meditate on something negative that someone has said about you, especially because they're probably not true. They may have, not everybody's perfect. Everyone's annoying at one point in time. That we can accept, but that does not define you. That's not who you are. You're not an annoying person. You're annoying at times to somebody because maybe they're going through a bad day and you're just rubbing them the wrong way. That's not your fault, that's theirs. So remember, that doesn't define you. But if you focus on one negative thing, in Dr. Nedley's book, Depression the Way Out, there was a section in there that just blew me away where he said, if you focus on one negative thing for 1 hour, it creates enough carcinogens to kill you 8 times over. So think about it, guys. I really encourage you and implore you to rethink through the negative things that you see and rewrite. Someone says you're a bad person, well, rewrite that. No, I'm actually not a bad person. Maybe they just didn't like the way that you did things, or maybe there's things that they have an issue with you, but they're not willing to address it, that's on them. It doesn't define you. Their opinion does not define you, especially at that moment. So rethink it through and make sure you do some self-reflection, as it helps improve our brain. And I hope that it encourages you today. With that said, may you live, thrive, and be healthy. Take care, guys. Bye.